confidence was infectious earlier about their chances this weekend, Diff.
Well, and what fuels that, Dylan? It's a great point. What fuels that is that Power knew he had a great car at Road America. It was an awkward situation between himself and Scott Dixon. None of it had any malice to it. It was just an accident in the true sense of the word. But what really grinds away Dylan Welsh? Here's Scott McLaughlin.
That's right. And so you got the Good Ranchers beef folks here. They got a big setup down here in the infield. Are you going to go over there and hang out with them a little later?
Yeah, we're back in the old meat wagon. Yeah, Good Ranchers. So very excited. They were great partners for us. We won our first time out in Barber. So hopefully we can go for 2 from 2 on America's weekend. But really proud of everyone. It's been a up and down few races, but I feel like we're really starting to sort of climb the momentum curve and sort of come back a little bit, which is nice.
And after having a week off, everybody can kind of reset. You come to a place, of course, won last year, and I know everybody on this team, I think, feels like this is a good opportunity weekend for you guys. Are you viewing it that way as a chance to get back in the championship fight potentially?
Yeah, look, you just got to try and hit the ground running as good as we can. We had a great car here last year, so, I think no one's tested it since, so we're pretty much rolling with the same car we won the race with last year, and see what we've got. But there's so many things that get better and better in IndyCar that you got to be on your heels. So it won't just be the same car, I'm sure, by the end of the session. But if it's close, that's nice. We've hit the nail on the head.
All right, Scotty Mack going to go for 2 in a row here at Mid-Ohio. Kevin.
Santino Ferrucci, who almost won the Indianapolis 500 this year, is now looking to get another good result. And it looks like beyond just the 500, we're seeing the progression. Do you feel that way with the team that you're making? I know you can't hear me. Are you making kind of the progress outside of Indy that you're hoping you'll make?
Yeah, of course. I mean, look at Road America, for example. You have both cars in a Fast 12. That's something that we're going to try and repeat this weekend. The road course program's definitely coming along. We keep getting new components for the car, some new technology for us, which is awesome. And, we'll see what we have here and see how we roll off the truck. But, we don't want to keep rolling off our truck at 3 seconds off. The goal is to be within, a second or so and make adjustments from there. And, after this, we got to focus on some street course racing.
I would imagine there's a level of optimism this weekend. Kyle Kirkwood, in the car that you're in, qualified 9th last year. How much of last year can you take and try to advance it a little bit more?
So this car, the 55, is basically what last year was, plus or minus some small little details. Our car is very much what we've been working on and focusing on this year. So obviously we're trying to see how much more we can get out of it, and so it's just give and take.
These tracks that you come back to, some of them you didn't race last year. This is one of those. I think it's been a couple of years. When you had a good result, 9th a couple of years ago, does that take a minute to catch up with everyone when you haven't been here in a couple of years?
Yeah, obviously, had I done all the races I did in 21 and 2022, it'd be a little bit of a quicker for me to get up to speed. It's a little bit less of a learning curve again, but having not run this track in years, difficult. But I got up to speed pretty quick in Road America without any testing, so hopefully I can do the same here.
I may try to make this interview go as long as possible because you're kind of, that's headed my way at this point. Can I get one of those portable? I've got the little portable camera. Can I get one of those for pit lane?
I know, this thing's amazing. So I came out of the car and I was going to leave my helmet on. They handed me this, and I was like, I'm just going to continuously walk around because it's a little steamy out here today.
All right, back to you guys, but I'm going to hang out with Santino a little bit longer because it's nice and refreshing in this area.
That sounds completely...
Hey, Kev, we're hearing problems with the 14 of Santino Ferrucci. What's up?
So he heard it was slow on track, and the only thing I heard on the radio before he pitted just seconds ago was speed sensor issue. They're checking and making sure everything is plugged in correctly at this point. So it doesn't sound like there's huge urgency, but they'll look into the electronics and try to get Ferrucci back out on track again shortly. Let's listen to some radio.
Something's broken? My foot's not on the gas at all?
We're showing a stuck throttle.
Yeah, it is stuck. What the hell do I do about that?
Try going to E mode. See if you can get it back here.
And then eventually I think they came in with, well, maybe it's not a stuck throttle, maybe it's speed sensor, but they're going to sort through that and we'll get back to you. Dylan.
The NTT Data Chevrolet driver. Whoa.
There's a huge bump there. That's down there in the carousel in turn 12, I believe. Drop on the exit, or is he just, no, yeah. Just gets on the power and hooks it. Again, it's similar to what we've seen, I hate to say it, a lot from Elio so far this year. These sort of lazy, late on-throttle spins. Let's listen. It just happens fast enough that the engine isn't able to save itself. Coming out of the keyhole, he is chasing the back end of that McLaren. Just watch this.
Oh, I love it.
Kept his foot in that dip. Didn't even lift until much later in the corner. Drove out of it. That was some impressive car control. We always talk about his quick hands.
But Kevin Lee, there's been some changes in personnel as far as which car they are on at Andretti Autosport.
And Colton Herta has his third different strategist that works with the engineering group to decide things like when you're going to make a pit stop. So I asked Rob Edwards, who is the COO of the operation and is now the strategist, coming over from Devlin DeFrancesco's pit box. He's been with Devlin since Devlin joined the team at the beginning of last year. I said, was there any kind of a mechanical issue going in that last one? And he said no. So they just simply made a little bit of an error coming in a pit a lap too early to be able to make it with running hard enough to get to the finish on time. And I asked Rob about the strategist changed. First of all, I asked Michael Andretti, and I don't think he was going to be super chatty about it. We were talking about other things, and when I asked that question, it was a simple answer of just experimenting. Rob gave me a little more in-depth answer. He said, we've got 4 poles as a team, but just 1 win, so we need to continue to evaluate how we can make things better. We're also thinking about next year as well. Devlin DeFrancesco, as you see rolling in there, is one of those that's a bit of an uncertainty. He is one of the many, many free agents next year, and it's not certain whether he's back with his team, with another team, or what may be the case for next year. But they're going to try some things. So Scott Harner, he moves over, and he's now working with Devlin DeFrancesco. He's been hinting at it for a while. I think in one of these practice sessions, maybe in Birmingham in the spring, you said, hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to have a role that will disclose eventually, and you disclosed it yesterday. What officially are you doing moving forward with McLaren?
I mean, Kev, it's a little bit of everything. That is not a one specific role. The only rule I had was Darius' team advisor. I had to have a bigger title than him, so we went to special. But joking aside, I'm here to mentor a little bit the drivers. We're looking around on team personnel. I report to Gavin and Brian Barnard all weekend long, things that we could do better, that we needed to do better. How did the session go? We do some sponsor relations, you know, when people come over, we talk about giving them tours. I mean, it's a little bit of everything. You guys can show up. I can make coffee, pretty good coffee. But yeah, I'm just observing a lot, and then for now, just really trying to see what can we do to be better. What can we do to improve every weekend, and then report to the team.
This is one of those things that it's good for you to stay involved with the sport and have a job, but it's good for us. I would also say you're a bit of an ambassador. We like having people like you and Rick Mears and Dario Franchitti and others around the paddock because you enjoy talking with the fans, and now you have a reason to do that. Well, you'll be here.
No, for sure. And I have to say, you know, I never thought I was going to get this excited after I'd driven for 27 years in IndyCar. And then when Zach offered me the job and gave me a title and told me what I could do for this team, I'm so excited. But I'm excited also to be back. I mean, walking to the track like today, I forgot my Sharpie and people just came, and you don't expect that they're going to ask for an autograph again and all that kind of stuff. So I'm here to grow IndyCar. I love this. I'm not going anywhere, so we're looking forward to it.
Real short. You're not done driving, though. We might still see you some in Stock Car Brazil and some other things, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I'm retired from IndyCar. I'm not retired from driving. So.
Okay, that's what I wanted to double check on. So we'll still see Tony driving some, just not here.
And he back straight into turn 4.
Just a little wiggle, gets onto the dirt there. I mean, you're going to see that a lot throughout practice. That's a pretty typical thing here. You're trying to brake. So like I said to you earlier, it's amazing how late you can brake into that corner. And when you carry just a little bit too much brake, a little bit too far into the apex, you get that oversteer moment, and you have to make a decision. Right there, you got to make that decision as a driver. Do I try to keep it on the track and risk the spin, or do you open your hands up, run it across the grass, no harm, no foul?
That's a classic example. That corner, something that happened to the Gainbridge Honda driver Colton Herta just a few moments ago. What happened? Turn 9, Thunder Valley, using all the new curb and more.
And then some. I mean, he would have been 4 wheels off that curb had that red bit not been there. I told you, it's one of the trickiest corners. You're trying to judge where you can get back to power. It almost sounded like he got back to power, then once he hit the red curb, he lost a little bit of front grip, and he saw the racetrack that he had, but once he got there, it's almost like it didn't have the grip yet, which would make sense for a new curb.
For Christian Lundgaard, there's a small issue, potentially a big issue, but he said we've got a clutch problem and we need to get this sorted after the set.
But I don't think that's going to matter. Oh, off into the dirt just a little bit.
Like we said, drivers will use every inch that you give them.
Who was at the right end of the field, Kevin Lee, pretty much all session long, was Rahal Letterman Lanigan's Christian Lundgaard.
And I believe he did his time on the primary Firestones. Is that correct? You got your best lap done on the blacks?
No, reds.
Okay, you're at the end. So tell me about your day and what you've gotten accomplished so far.
Going faster than last year. No, I think the green car is fast. Apparently, we proved that at Road America, but no, it's pretty good to have Vivid on board again this weekend. And I think we're fourth here in practice one, so we're starting the weekend well. We tested a lot of things in this session, so I think we can be pretty satisfied.
And you've been pretty good on the road courses, but does what you do at Indianapolis and some other places going back to last year, maybe Barber, does that apply here, or is this an entirely different environment?
I mean, they're all pretty similar. But I would say that this track is very slippery compared to some of the others. This would probably have been very similar to Road America last year in terms of just track roughness and general grip. But we're making progress. I mean, we've been competitive at all road courses, not so much at the others, unfortunately. But at least, you know, we can keep the momentum going on the road courses and see if we can get a good result here this week.
Thank you. It's a good start for Christian Lundgaard. Fourth today in the Rahal Letterman Lanigan Honda. Dylan.
Good start for Romain Grosjean.
Lanigan Honda. Dylan.
Good start for Romain Grosjean as well. He ends sixth here at the end of practice one. So after a tough Road America, I imagine this is a nice shot in the arm.
Yeah, feels good. We did a lot of work on the car. We changed a lot of parts, and I think we nailed it. The car felt really good in practice. Didn't get a clear lap, but still good enough for P6. Traffic is going to be an issue for everyone out there, but such a cool track. Actually, there's a bit of grip this year, so it feels even better than last year.
You got the reds on there at the end for your good lap. How did those feel?
They felt all right for the amount of lap we did, but we're gonna know more after warm-up. But I'm confident they're going to be good in race.
All right, sounds good for Romain Grosjean. So far, he ends inside the top 10 here in practice one.
It's always good when you see that guy smile.